You're 15 years old, and you've just been chosen as one of the Emperor's new concubines. They say it's an honor. They say it's a life of silk and pearls, of whispered music and soft gardens. But right now, standing in the dim corridor of the Forbidden City, all you feel is cold. The stone beneath your feet has been polished by centuries of quiet footsteps. The walls around you are imperial yellow, the color of power, the color of the sun. But the air smells of jasmine and dread. Ahead of you walks an old eunuch, skin like wax, spine as straight as duty. He stops suddenly and turns to face you. His voice is a whisper, barely audible over the sound of distant fountains. "Listen carefully, child," he says. "What I tell you now will determine whether you live or die. These aren't customs. They aren't rules. They're survival instructions, passed from one frightened girl to another for centuries. Because the Forbidden City has always hidden two empires, one ruled by an emperor and another ruled by fear. Before we enter the hidden laws of the Imperial Hareem, the real ones, not the fantasy. If you're someone who craves the kind of history they never taught you in school, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment where you're watching from. This is the history that textbooks skipped. But you deserve to know it. The first rule they teach you is simple. You must never, under any circumstance, turn your back on the Emperor. What sounds like politeness is actually about survival. The Emperor rules over hundreds of millions. He trusts no one. Assassins have come before, even hidden inside silk robes and soft voices. A bare back is a vulnerable moment. So every concubine learns to move like a ghost, always facing him, even while undressing, even during the most private acts. They train you by watching Min, an older concubine. She survived 3 winters in this palace. She glides instead of walking. Her eyes never leave him. When she removes her clothes, it's a dance, slow, deliberate, submissive, always facing the man who could end her life with a glance. The second rule strikes at your identity. You cannot speak unless spoken to. And when you do, you must refer to yourself in the third person. This worthless girl, this unworthy servant. You are not allowed to say I. Within weeks, girls begin to forget how to think in their own voice. They become vessels, not people. The Emperor doesn't sleep with women. He sleeps with obedient illusions of womanhood. It's not culture, it's control. And it rewires you thought by thought. There is a rule for your eyes. You must never look directly into the Emperor's during intimacy. You are told to fix your gaze below his chin, respectful, but blind. Because eye contact is dangerous. It allows him to see your fear, your pain. It allows you to see his emptiness. A woman who meets his gaze must fall to the floor and beg forgiveness, not for disrespect, but for daring to see him as human. Repeat the mistake, and she is reassigned to the eunuch's quarters. Not killed, worse. She becomes invisible, a breathing warning. Then there is the rule of silence. You cannot moan, gasp, or breathe too loudly unless commanded. This isn't about modesty, it's about domination. If you react on your own, you're saying that your body exists outside his control. Girls learn to bite their tongues until they bleed. Some become so numb they feel nothing. Others become addicted to dissociation. And the Emperor? He grows obsessed with breaking the silence, not through love but through power. Pain becomes performance. There are women in the palace who haven't spoken in years, not because they forgot how, but because they were trained not to. The act itself has choreography. Your pleasure must be invisible. His climax must come last. Not for romance, but for politics. His seed is considered sacred, the cosmic link to the mandate of heaven. If a woman finishes first, it's treasonous, as if her mortal body overshadowed the divine will. So concubines train themselves to suppress everything. Some recite poetry in their heads. Others count backwards from 1,000. A few dig fingernails into their own thighs to ground themselves. Anything to delay or deny their own release. And when it's over, the cruelty continues. You must not move until he says so. You stay prostrate, uncomfortable, exposed, minutes, hours, sometimes the entire night. The Emperor can call for food, drink, another concubine. You stay still. because movement would imply that you are more than an object, and that illusion of objecthood must be complete. It's not sex, it's theater. A staged ritual where submission is performed so perfectly that the lines between survival and sacrifice begin to blur. If you become pregnant, the rule is clear. Tell the eunuch immediately, even if you're unsure, even if you're only 1 day late. Failing to report a pregnancy is treason, punishable by death, but reporting one falsely earns you a beating that leaves permanent scars. So the girls become paranoid about their own bodies. They track every breath, every symptom, every heartbeat. Pregnancy is not joy here, it's risk. And if the pregnancy is confirmed, you are not honored. You are locked away. Watched day and night, you are no longer a woman, you are a vessel. Your value lies not in who you are, but in what you carry. The other women are no comfort. That's by design. Multiple concubines are often summoned together. There's a strict pecking order. The favorite leads, the rest support. Sometimes they're expected to participate, sometimes to simply watch. This breaks friendships. No woman can trust another, and those who do often regret it. The palace turns jealousy into policy, intimacy into competition. There's no sisterhood here, only survival. You must master his moods. If he's grieving, you must offer warmth. If he's celebrating, you must reflect joy, but never too much. Too much joy is flattery, too little is insult. You learn to read his face like scripture. Every twitch, every sigh, every hesitation. Concubines become emotional chameleons, not because they want to, but because they must. But there's a crueler rule. You must remember every detail of your night with him. What pleased him, what bored him, the exact words he used, the scent he liked, and yet, the moment you leave his chambers, you must forget. Total recall, followed by total erasure. Girls develop mental filing systems. Some fragment, others break. The condition has no name, but modern doctors would call it trauma. And the rhythm of imperial sex follows the seasons. During harvest, women become symbols of abundance. During winter, warmth. During war, strength. Each month, you must become someone new, not because you want to, but because the calendar says so. You are never alone. Even during private moments, someone is watching, a senior concubine, a eunuch, an unseen eye. You perform even when you think you're unobserved, because someone always reports what they see. Even kindness is weaponized. A silk robe is a reward and a trap. Accept it and you're envied. Refuse it and you've insulted the emperor. There is no safe choice. Even your family is collateral. One wrong move, and your parents lose their pensions. Your brothers lose their posts. The threat is never just to you. It's to everyone who ever loved you. And as you age, the system turns colder. You must remain beautiful, but not desperate. You must compete with younger girls and teach them how to replace you. Lead powder poisons your face. Hunger sharpens your cheekbones. You survive by erasing yourself, piece by piece. When the emperor dies, your body is no longer yours. Some concubines are buried with him, others sent to temples to rot. A few simply vanish, and yet not all break. Some women resist in small, brilliant ways. A song sung slightly off-key, a flower arrangement with a secret message, a poem scratched behind a screen. Some fall in love, others refuse it entirely. Some vanish with dignity, others choose to stay, to protect the next girl in line. And now you are her. You stand in the same corridor, jasmine and stone. The sound of fountains in the distance. A girl stands before you, 15, trembling, hopeful. You open your mouth, and you begin to speak.